Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is a palette ranking video. I am going to be ranking all of the palettes that I purchased in the last 3 months. So that would be July, August, and September. So if you're interested in seeing the ridiculous number of palettes I purchased and finding out where I put them in my rankings, stick around. We're going to get started in just a second. Before we do, if you're new here, hi, I'm Annie. I'm a 40-something lover of color who believes you can have fun with color at any age. If that sounds fun or interesting, if you'd like to see a little more color on your timeline, if you love colorful makeup and indie makeup as much as I do and as much as I know all my subscribers here do, I would love it if you would join us by subscribing below. Do keep in mind, I am not a trained makeup artist. I am just someone who really loves to play with and talk about makeup, especially when it comes to indie makeup, and has exactly one person in her life who's at all willing to listen to her. So here I am. Before we start, I do want to say thank you guys so much for all your kindness and your warm wishes for my birthday, which was yesterday, September 28th. This will not be going up anywhere near my birthday. It's probably going to go up next week. But I do want to thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It was a weird one for sure, what with all the fires around here and the ash and the smoke and the apocalyptic skies and the never-ending NYX alerts and the lack of sleep and all of those things. But you guys really did brighten my day, so thank you guys so much. Quick update, as of today, September 29th, the fire is still 0% contained. Our firefighters are working overtime. I mean, good gracious, our first responders here are amazing. They have been going nonstop for what feels like forever between all of the fires here and just around the state. It has just been insane. They go to one fire, they put it out, and another one pops up. In fact, our firefighters were actually on another fire and were called back to this fire. I mean, these guys have had no rest. And also the police around here have been doing an amazing job keeping people out of evacuation zones so that there's no looting. It's just been, so thank you all the first responders wherever you are in the world. You guys are amazing, and yeah, we couldn't do it without you guys. Paramedics, the people feeding our firefighters, the cooks, the delivery people, you guys are awesome, and like I said, we could not do it without you, and so thankful. All right, that is out of the way. Let's talk palettes. You guys, stress shopping, and I've said this before, is a real thing. It is. And before we talk about all these palettes, I do want to make a quick note that nobody should be spending the way I spend. I mean, if you want to spend, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. If you want to do it, that's fine. But I do want to say that I am well aware that I have purchased entirely too many things in the last 3 months, entirely. I'm ranking here, sitting in front of me on my desk, are 20 palettes that I purchased with my own money. 20. And I actually have more on the way. So please don't take this video as me saying, oh, go buy all these palettes or you need all these things in your life, because you don't. I have been under an extraordinary amount of stress lately, and when I get stressed out, I buy things, and I know it's a bad habit to be in, but I think that there are a lot of other things that I could be doing that are worse, and so here I am. Second, I do want to say, if I dislike something that you love, I'm sorry. We all have different tastes in makeup. Sometimes things that will work for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So please don't take my my comments about any of these palettes as, or any of these brands, as me saying that I hate the brands or that I don't want anyone to take it personally, basically. Okay. All of those things are out of the way. I've been rambling for a good 4 minutes. Let's dive in and just go with the flow here. We're going to go from, of course, a bottom-up ranking. So starting with my least liked palette, this is going to be number 20, y'all. And please don't hate me for this, please. It is going to be the Berries palette by Juvia's Place. So I purchased this palette, and you will see that I have not even used this palette. It's brand spanking new, which is why it is ranked at number 20. I've had this palette sitting here since probably, I want to say like mid-July, and I haven't touched it. I just haven't. So that's why I put this one at number 20, because I haven't used it. Yeah. All right. Number 19. And this one makes me sad because I love this brand a lot. And I was super sad. You probably have seen the video already where I used this palette. I will link any, if I have a video on any of these, I will link them down below so you can find them. But this is the Kaleidos Futurism 6, the Lunar Lavender palette. Oh gosh, the thing fell out, darn it. This is what it looks like. It is such a cute color story, and the shimmers in here are so good. But I'm ranking this at number 19 because this shadow right here, it sucks. Like, it seriously sucks. It is the worst purple shadow I think I've ever used. It was a patchy hot mess, and the look that I did, I hated. So that's why this one is being ranked at number 19. Now, I love Kaleidos, and I have another Kaleidos palette in here that ranked much higher. But yeah, no, this was no good. No good. Even the amazing shimmers don't make up for it because one of the two colorful mattes in this palette sucked. Now let me find the thing. Okay, how does this go in here? There. Okay, so yeah, that was number 19. I'm sorry, Kaleidos. This was terrible. Number 18. Again, don't hate me. I did use this one, but this is the Violets by Juvia's Place. Again, I love the color story. I think that the color story is really nice. This purple is way better than the purple in there. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. These are fine shadows. I just have only used it once, and I know people love Juvia's Place. I have a few Juvia's Place palette, and I have to say it's not my favorite. It's not. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's pretty enough to look at, and the shimmers, I mean, I guess they're fine, but I don't know. I just don't love it, you guys. I don't. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's number 18 for me. Sorry. I think that's all my Juvia's Place. I'm sorry, dog, and I'm done. I'm done dogging on that. Okay, number 17. And this one surprised me that I decided to rank this one so low. And the reason I ranked this one so low is probably just because I haven't been very inspired to use it. I just haven't. And which surprises me because I really thought I would use this more. I should say too, before I continue, some of these things I'm ranking where they are based on color story. Some of them I'm ranking based on quality, and some just is because for one reason or another, the palette just isn't inspiring me and speaking to me. So number 17 is actually this little guy here. This is the GlamLite Donut palette. Now, there's nothing wrong with this palette. It's super cute. I love it. You know, I love good packaging. The packaging on this is so adorable, and I think it's adorable, and I love it. And the color story, I mean, the colors are great. The quality is fantastic. I think that these shadows perform really well, but I'm ranking this at number 17 just because I haven't really been inspired to use this palette. I think I've used it twice, maybe twice. Maybe. See, I can't even remember. I know I did a first impression on it, but I don't even know if I've used it after that. And also, I wish that this was not a highlighter. I wish they had done a split pan of like some really special shimmery shades. That's just my personal preference. I don't like to have a highlighter in a palette. So yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with this palette. There's nothing wrong with the quality, and I think it's really cute. I just don't ever reach for it. So that's number 17. Number 16 kind of pains me a little bit. And really it's just because I am so in love with the packaging. In fact, the next three kind of pain me just a little bit because I am so in love with the packaging. And actually the formula on these are fantastic as well. Number 16 is the Off With Their Heads palette from ZC Cosmetics. The packaging on this, it is just, if I was ranking things just on packaging, these palettes would win. They would be number one, hands down. I adore this packaging. It is the cutest thing ever with the snow globe effect. I mean, and the pan designs in here are just so pretty. They are so cool. The reason I'm ranking this at number 16 is that color story. I'm sorry, this color story is wacky and weird and very just mad, just completely mad. And so, well, like I said, while the formula is actually really good, and I will probably reach for this palette now that it's like fall time, because I really do love this orange and I think I could do some really fun fall looks with this. Like I said, the formula is just odd. I mean, not the formula, the color story is just weird. Like it's completely mad. So that's number 16. Falling in line with this, from the same brand, is number 15. And this is the Onk palette from ZC. This is from their British Museum collection. And again, I think that the formula on this is fantastic. The packaging is to die for. I mean, how cute is this, right? But the reason I'm ranking this one the way it is again, not so much the color story, it's the repetitiveness of the color story. There are 3 shades in here that are so similar. 4 shades actually. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 shades in here that are so similar. And I wish that they would have put in some different shades. I would have liked to have seen maybe a matte blue or a matte purple in here, rather than 3 matte reds and a kind of satiny red. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's why I am ranking this one where I'm ranking it at number 15. Again, this packaging, they kill me with this packaging. ZC has the best, most beautiful packaging. But again, it's that repetitive color story that gets to me. Again, the quality on these shadows is outstanding. Number 14, the last one from this company, and this is the We're All Mad Here palette. Again, same thing goes for this. Quality is excellent. Color story, completely and totally mad. Completely mad. Again, I can see myself reaching for this a little bit more now that it is fall. In fact, right now I'm kind of just seeing this kind of color story, these colors here, thinking, ooh, that would make a really beautiful look. Maybe I'll do that. But again, it's just so weird. It's just weird. Their color stories are strange, and but oh my god, the packaging, you guys, the packaging. The packaging, again, wins hand down for the packaging. I need a drink. Well, I really need a drink, but I'm going to settle for just some ginger ale. Okay, number 13. I have actually not done a video on this. I did actually film some looks, but crazy life happened and I never got around to posting them. So let me know if you want to see a video using this palette. But this is the Exquisite, and let's see, the Exquisite palette. This is from Gourmand Girls and Batgirl. How do you say? I don't know how you say. Batgirlecta, maybe? Volume 2. So it's a collab palette with her, with that girl. And here's the color story. I love this color story. I think this color story is so fall. It is so cool. And I did buy this, I want to say I purchased this in August, so I haven't really used it. The weather here has been very warm and I haven't been feeling in a fall mood, but I think that this, as the weather starts to change, this is probably going to be one that I grab more. The reason I'm ranking this one where I'm ranking it is I think that the quality is fine. It's probably not the best quality I've ever used, but it's certainly not the worst quality I've ever used. I'm ranking this where it is because it only has these 3 shimmers, which is fine. I like a lot of mattes, but these shimmers are just not interesting to me at all. If you take these out and just have these and let the palette be those, I think I would probably have ranked it higher. But when you add these 3 shimmers in, I just think that they're kind of boring and not really to my taste. I would have loved to see like a lime green shimmer in this palette. That would have just been like so like Halloween-y to me, instead of like this shade or instead of this shade. I would have loved like a lime green Halloween-y kind of color, and I would also like to have like a green matte in here. Something, you know, kind of like a grungy, not too dark but not too light kind of green, you know, something kind of in the middle there, like a mid-tone grungy looking kind of green. I would have loved, and maybe like a true orange, because this one is more terracotta. So it's fine. And again, the quality is fine. There's nothing against the quality and nothing against this brand. I just would like the color story to be a little bit different. So that was number 13. Number 12. Number 12 is from one of my favorite brands, and I love this palette, and I love this brand. I just haven't used it very much. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Oriented Express Orient Express palette. I love this. I think it's really pretty. I love the packaging. This soft kind of velvety packaging I think is really, really pretty. The color story is something that really makes me think. I know it's very neutral, and you're probably surprised that I ranked it as high as I did. Honestly, I ranked it as high as I did for one shade, and that is this shade here, Venice. This shade is so awesome. This is such a cool, cool shade. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I do want to play with it more again now that we're heading into fall, and hopefully it cools down. Fingers crossed. I can see some really fun fall looks with this palette. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more use out of it, and I really do love it. I love the formula. I think that the mattes are very, very blendable and so beautiful. And the shimmers are also really, really, really pretty and have a lot of dimension and interest to them. So while the color story is very neutral, I really do like the palette. So that's why I ranked it at number 12. Number 11. Number 11 is one in a series. I got 4 of these. Still missing out on one. And that is the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cotton Candy palette. So I love this entire line, all 4 that I picked up. I love them. I think they're beautiful, and I do have more in this video ranked at different places. So I love this, and I do like the color story, but this is just one that I surprisingly, again, it surprised me that I haven't reached for it. Again, though, I have had 20 palettes to get through here. But that I haven't reached for it more. I thought that I would choose to use this one over like some of the others in this series, but I just haven't used it as much. I also don't find it quite as versatile. There is this shade here, Carnival, which I think makes a really cute blush, but I don't think that this palette is as versatile as some of the others in this line, and so that's why I ranked it at number 11. I do love it. I think the formula is outstanding, and I really hope that BH either brings these back or, you know, makes other palettes using this same formula. I do have the Blueberry Muffin palette on the way, so I'll let you know. I'll do a video on that when I get that and see what I think. Okay, number 10. Now this is one that has been out for a while but is new to me. I have a few like that. I think that the Gourmand Girl too, I think this is not a brand new palette. It's just one that I picked up from them because I liked the color story. Okay, sorry, I digress. So this is number 10. Ooh, top 10. Ooh, we made it to the top 10. This is number 10. This is the Menagerie Violet Ink palette. Now, this is a beautiful purple palette. This, out of the 2 purple palettes that I have, 3, I guess, counting that, whatever. I really, really love this palette. I love Menagerie's formula. I think it is so, so pretty. The only complaint I do have is I prefer to have a lighter colored shimmer. That's just my personal preference. I know I'm probably, you know, fairly alone in that. I know a lot of people really like a dark smoky look with their shimmers and things like that, but I love this. I think the formula is fantastic, and I really had a good time playing with it. I don't even remember if I've done a video on this. If I have, I will leave it down below. I may have used it in conjunction with another palette, but I can't remember. I do know that I love the formula, and I love that it's only 6 pans, and it's also very, very cute with that little octopus. Number 9 is another one of the BH Sweet Shop palettes. This is the Orange Sorbet palette. Again, this formula is outstanding. I am so impressed by this formula, especially when we're talking $18. I have much more expensive palettes that do not perform as well as these do. This is a beautiful, beautiful color story. I love this orange, and it surprised me because I don't really like orange that much, but I really, really do love this. And I think right now it's kind of speaking to me too, because this is very fall vibe to me. Again, I can see some really cute fall looks with this. I also do love that you can use some of these shades as blush, and I would imagine if you're a deeper skin tone than me, then these would look exceptionally good on you. So yeah, I really do love this. I think this makes a really cute highlighter. Ooh, excuse me, really cute highlight. I really, really like this palette. Again, formula, fantastic. So that was number 9. All right, moving to number 8. Number 8 is another one from Kaleidos. Number 8 is another one from Kaleidos. This is the Kaleidos Futurism 7, the Sashimi City palette. You might be surprised because this is the more neutral of the pair of palettes from this collection. Here is what it looks like. It is very neutral. The reason I ranked this one as high as I did, honestly, is again for one shade. That's this one here. Pink Ginger is fantastic. So good. It is so beautiful. This other one too, what is this other one called? Penthouse. This shimmer here is also another absolutely gorgeous shade. And so yeah, that's why I ranked this one as high as I did, purely because of those two. Purely. That's it. Yeah, so I think that is all I have to say about that palette. That's number 8. Number 7 is again a newer one to my collection, and I really do love this. This is again from one of my favorite brands, and I thought I would rank this one a little higher, but I ranked it where I did for one reason. So this is number 7. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Cartagena Magica palette, and it is so beautiful. And again, the formula on this, these mattes, I put them on and it was like I did not have to work at all. It was amazing. They're so good, and I love it. The reason I didn't rank this one higher is because it does not have any depth in it at all. This is the deepest shade in the palette, and it's just not deep enough for what I like to do with my looks. So that's why I ranked this one at number 7. This shade right here, De Soledad. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And same with this yellow shade right here. I love this shimmer. And this too, this pulls a little bit green, and I just think it's gorgeous. So I do love this palette, but again, the only reason I ranked it at number 7 was because it does lack depth according to my like makeup preferences. Number 6, we have another BH Cosmetic palette. This is the Sweet Shop Cherry palette. Again, I adore this palette. I think it's so good. So good. And I love how versatile it is. Again, these 3 shades right here, this one I have to go in very lightly with, but they make such great blushes. They're so good, and I think Sweet, again, is a really nice highlighter if I go in lightly with it. You can't go in too heavy with it because it will look crazy because it's an eyeshadow and it's pigmented, but I do love it as a blush. I think that this color story is so pretty. This shade here, Sprinkles, I love it. And they smell nice too. So that is number 6. Number 5 is another BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palette. Surprise! So yay, we've made it to the top 5, and I've only been rambling for 22 minutes. Oh boy, are we gonna make it? This is the Bubblegum palette. I love this palette. Again, I'm a sucker for a blue color story. This is lovely. This shade right here, which is Sweet Tooth, holy cow, worth it for this shade alone. I love it. This shade, Single Scoop, blends amazingly. I was expecting a patchy mess with this. I cannot believe how well these blue shades blend. So that is why I ranked this one above all of the other BH palettes, because I think that blues are so hard to formulate, and they nailed it. It's a beautiful color story. Number 4, I have another GlamLite palette. So this is the GlamLite Street Taco palette. First of all, packaging. I love tacos. And if I can put the tacos on my face, thank you very much. I love this color story. I know that a lot of people would probably look at this and see all these bright colors and think that this is like a great palette for like the summer or the spring. I actually love this as like a Halloween kind of palette. I love this kind of combination, like a green and a purple and an orange. I love these for Halloween. Guacamole, I love that shade. I love that kind of color combination for Halloween. I just do. And it does have some good depth. This Carne Asada shade, it's a brown, but it's great for deepening things up. You can do a really nice look, and you can add some depth with that shade. I really love it. And again, the formula is outstanding. I love GlamLite's formula. It's so good. They blend so nicely, and I love them. Number 3 is another older palette. So again, I picked this one up very recently, and I love this. This is the Whale Song palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. This color story is so delightful. It's this grungy kind of, you know, oceany story, and I love it. This shade right here, Kelp, is that kind of like baby poop kind of green shade, or actually, like historically, it would probably be called Goose Turd Green. I love this shade. I love how grungy it is. I just love it. I think it's fantastic. And also I love the name Goose Turd Green. That's just me. That's actually shade name. Google it. It exists. So yeah, I just really, really love this. And again, I love Menagerie's formula. These shimmers in here are so beautiful. The shade Whale Song, oh my gosh. So, 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 so lovely. So that is number 3. We are down to the final 2. And I have to say, I really had to debate here. I wasn't sure. And it finally just won out to the thing that gets me every time. The same thing that put that Nomad Cartagena palette lower, and that is the lack of depth. So number 2 in my list of palettes is the Odin's Eye Alva 2 palette. I really do love this palette. These shadows are so beautiful. What a great introduction to this brand for me. I really, really do love this. I think it's so stunning. The only reason this did not make it to number 1 is because there's no darker, colorful mattes. The only deep shade in here is the brown. And as much as I actually really do like these pressed glitters, I would have been much happier if they had replaced these with deeper matte shades. One that was more like a cool tone and one that was more of a worn tone would have really, I think, made this palette rocket to number 1 for me. But I do love this palette. It is so beautiful. I've had so much fun playing with it. The packaging is to die for. Simply stunning. And the shadows perform excellently. They are so, so good. So this leaves us to our number 1 palette. This is new. I just recently got this in the last week actually, but I have already used it 3 times and I love it. It's actually what I have on my eyes today. I did a palette bingo with it, so that video, like I said, I think I said before, it should be up. So love this palette. I think it's so, so pretty. And that's the GlamLite Ice Cream Dreams palette. I love it. I was lucky enough that I got the PR packaged box. I think that it's so cute in the little ice cream truck. And when you open up the ice cream truck, here is the palette. How cute is the palette? The packaging, again, to die for. I am so, so in love with the packaging. So cute. And then you have 30 shades of awesome. I think this is an amazing color story. I love that you have half of the palette that's a little bit darker and the other half is pastel. They could have just done an all pastel palette like with these bottom 15 shades and it would have been amazing. But I do love that they added these here. I think it's so pretty, and I feel like because of that, it's a super versatile palette. Yes, I know lots of people don't like big palettes. They want a smaller, more curated palette, and I do like that. I can see why you would like that, but I do love that I have all of the options here. This one, when you take away the admittedly obnoxious but very, very cute ice cream truck, this is one you could chuck. Well, if travel was a thing, you could chuck in your bag and take it with you. It has a really nice big mirror up here, so there's that. And also you just have really everything you need for any kind of look. You could do a very neutral look, or you can do an over-the-top crazy colorful rainbow look and you would be happy. So that is why I ranked this palette as number 1. And that is everything. That is all of my palettes, all 20 of them. Again, like I said, please don't feel like I'm bragging about what all the things I purchased. I realize I've gone overboard and I have way too much, and yeah, I have to try to do better. I do. So that is everything. I'm going to go because my camera is going to shut off in exactly 1 minute. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did like today's video, please don't forget to hit that like button down below. While you're there, scooch on over, hit subscribe. Next to subscribe is that bell. If you ring that bell, you should be notified of all of my uploads. And you can find me on Instagram sometimes these days, at SeenByBliss_beauty. If you leave your house today, please don't forget to wear your mask, wash your hands, be kind to your friends, be kind to your neighbors, be kind to your family, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.